Hey guys, I'm Jen, also known as Blessed Yoga, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if this is the first time you are joining us. Today we're going to be going through a nice sequence to help with back strength and flexibility. So if you've got any back issues, just make sure you're taking it easy, you're listening to your body and what it needs. And I suppose if you're ready, we'll hop on our mats and get started. Okay, so we're going to start out today in a child's pose. So if you come to hands and knees and then start to send your bum back towards your heels, either resting your head down and elbows down, or you can keep your elbows lifted if you want. And just starting to settle down into the exact present moment that you're in, knowing that you scheduled out this time just for you. There's nothing else to do whilst you're in your practice. Starting to notice how the body feels today. Noticing where you may have a few tight spots where you're holding on to some tension. Maybe wiggling into those areas a little bit. Starting to send some awareness to the breath, breathing in and out through your nose. As you breathe in, noticing how your ribs expand, maybe they touch your thighs. And as you exhale, you soften. And I want you to try and not just breathe into the front of the ribs today, but really see if you can breathe into the back space of the ribs. So as you inhale, imagine your body and your back getting wider. And as you exhale, feel your ribs come closer again. Finding that rhythm of your breath, breathing into the full capacity of the lungs. Keeping that rhythm, we're going to start to walk hands over to the right side, moving your body with you. Place the left hand on top of the right, and then try and relax that left shoulder back down towards the floor. Trying to breathe into that tightness in the side of the body. Taking one more breath. And then walking hands back through center, all the way over to the left. Placing the right hand on top of the left. Breathe into the rib space. Don't be scared to stretch through that feeling, that discomfort sensation. And then coming back to center, gently lifting up onto hands and knees, making sure your wrists are stacked underneath your shoulders, knees underneath hips. And then coming through your cat and cow, starting to drop the belly, lift the chest, tailbone reaches high. And as you exhale, push and round, tuck your chin towards your chest, really tuck your tailbone under. Inhale, dropping the belly, lift the chest. Trying to exhale, push and round. Good. Coming through one more round in your own pace, at your own breath. And rounding. Coming to a neutral spine. You're going to start to walk hands out in front of you, coming into your puppy pose, dropping your chest down towards the mat, making sure your hips stay stacked over your knees so you're not too far forwards that you feel you're going to slide, and you're not too far back that it's like a half child's pose. So just finding that sweet spot, either taking your forehead down or your chin down, up to you. I'm really just trying to melt your heart space towards the floor. Trying to release that upper back, the tension in the upper back. Working through the grooves of the middle back as well. One more breath. And on your next breath in, starting to look forwards, lift your head if it's down. Lift your elbows, send a little bit of weight forwards, and we're going to thread the right arm through the gap in the left side, coming into a twist, threading the needle. And then options here, either staying with the left hand forwards, or you can reach it up towards the sky. Or you can take the bind, wrapping that left hand around your back, maybe finding the crease of your thigh and hip. Wherever you are, breathing, trying to open up a little bit more with every inhale. And then slowly releasing. Take the left hand down by your face, wherever it is, coming back down by your face. You're going to press into it, unravel, and take your right hand up towards the sky. Trying to stack that right hand on top of the left hand. Breathing, one more breath. And exhale, floating the right hand down. Tucking toes under, we're going to push ourselves all the way back to our downward facing dog. Lifting your tailbone up high. If you need to, taking some pedals through the legs. You listen to your body, it's your practice. Know what feels good for you. Maybe wiggling hips side to side. Not judging what you're doing, just going with it. And as you come to your next inhale, I want you to lift up high onto your tiptoes and slowly draw your knees back down towards the mat. Walking hands forwards in front of you, coming back to your puppy pose. 3 breaths here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. And breathe out. And then looking forwards, lifting the elbows, threading the left arm through the gap in the right side. And you know your options here, either staying here in your twist like this. You can lift that right hand up to the sky, or you can wrap your hand around your back. Find the crease of the thigh and the hip, and breathe. Inhale. And exhale, open up a little more. One more breath. And then unraveling, taking the right hand down by your face, press into your hand and lift the left hand up to the sky. Inhale to reach a little more. Exhale, one more breath. Exhale, dropping the left hand down in line with the right. Tucking toes back under, lift up into your down dog. Taking 2 breaths here, inhale. And exhale. One more, breathe in. And out. On your next breath in, lifting up high onto your tiptoes, dropping your knees down to the floor. Wiggle your hands slightly forwards. You're going to send weight forwards, tuck your tailbone under so your core is tight and engaged, and then lowering down onto your belly, keeping elbows wrapped in towards the ribs. Inhale, low cobra, lift up, shoulders behind you, away from ears. Exhale, lower down. Taking hands as wide as the mat, we're going to inhale, lift up, squeeze your bum, press the tops of your feet into the mat. And breathe. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, squeeze your bum, inhale. Next breath out, lower down. One more like that. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. One more breath in. Exhale. Lower down. Really nice. This time when we lift up, we're not going to use the hands. So we're going to lift hands away from the floor. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. So quads are engaged, glutes are engaged. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. Breathe in, get higher. Exhale. Lower down. Inhale, lift up. Head in line with the neck and the back. So not lifting your chin. Inhale. Exhale. Lower down. One more. Inhale, squeeze up. You've got this. Make sure your feet aren't lifting. Toes down. Press your feet down. Exhale. Lower. Really nice. Hands underneath the shoulders. You're going to push yourself back into your child's pose. Just for a second, keeping knees close together. One more breath. And then lifting back up. We'll do the same thing we did before. So a modified Chaturanga. You're going to squeeze your bum, core engaged, elbows wrapped in, lower down. Really nice. And then taking hands behind you, I want you to press palms down into the floor. You can keep your chin to the mat or your forehead, totally up to you. I'm going to keep my chin up so I can talk to you. And then we're going to start to lift up your right leg, keeping it straight away from the floor. Inhale to get a little higher and exhale. One more. Inhale, squeeze up. Upper glutes, lower back. And when you feel like you've squeezed as high as you can squeeze, I want you to pulse for 5. So we're going to pulse our foot and leg up. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold and squeeze. Now you're going to bend into that leg, toes towards the sky, and pulse again. So toes lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower down. Ooh, a bit of a burn. Inhale, left leg up. Keep it straight. Point the toes. Inhale. Last breath, lift higher. And we pulse for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start to lift your toes, bend your knee. We pulse for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower down. Good. Taking hands underneath your head. You're going to wiggle your hips side to side, releasing the lower back. Really nice. This time we're going to take hands back behind us like we did before, but we're going to take feet together to touch, knees together to touch. So you're zipping up your legs like you've got a mermaid's tail behind you. And as you breathe in, I want you to start to lift your chest up away from the floor. Squeeze your bum. Keep your feet down for now, hands down for now. Exhale, lower down. Nice, we're going to add on every time. Inhale, lift the chest. Now we're going to lift the feet. Hands are still down. One more breath, get higher. Exhale, lower. Nice, now taking hands behind your back, making a little basket with your hands, palms together, squeeze the shoulder blades back behind you and pull your fist away from your head. As you inhale, lift your chest. And then slowly start to lift your feet. If you feel it too much in the lower back, please feel free to take feet apart. If not, try and keep your feet together. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze your chest up. Exhale. Lower down. Good. One more final locust variation. We're going to inhale, lift up. Pull your fist away from your head. Lift your feet. And then see if you can lift your arms and your fist away from your back. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Don't give up. 1 more. And exhale.
Lower down, flop down. Doesn't have to be elegant. Wiggle your hips side to side. And then push yourself all the way back into your downward facing dog. If you feel like you need to, please take a child's pose. If not, try and wiggle it out in your down dog. Taking nice pedals, being kind to yourself, bending your knees as much as you need to. And then coming up high onto tiptoes, either rolling into plank and take a full chaturanga, or you can take knees down, lower all the way down onto your belly. Good. Now we want to wiggle elbows forward and we want to press our elbows down into the mat to lift ourselves up out of our chest. Shoulders stay away from ears. And then making sure we're pressing into the tops of the feet so our knees are lifted, our quads are engaged, and our glutes, our bum is tight. As you inhale, start to press into your hands and start to lift your elbows up off of the mat. Exhale, lower down. If you want to level up and make this slightly harder, you're going to inhale to lift, exhale to lower, but hover your elbows up off of the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower, but hover. Inhale, lifting up, all the time keeping your glutes engaged, the tops of the feet pressing into the mat. Exhale, lower, either hover or touch down. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. We got 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower, take your elbows all the way down and then let them fall out, palms down on top of each other, and rest your head on your hands. Give your hips a wiggle side to side. Hands coming underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, push yourself back into your downward facing dog. Really reach the tailbone high, give yourself some nice wiggles. And then we're going to look forward, step forwards with the right toes, then the left. But I want you to not come into a fold. Stay low in almost like a squat. And then starting to lift up onto your tiptoes, come down into a full little squat. Lifting your hands up away from the floor. We're coming into a balance. And then I want you to reach your hands out in front. Lean your chest forwards. And then slowly start to sit down towards the floor. So don't worry if you fall back. It's not so serious. We're all having a bit of fun. And then wherever you landed, taking feet out in front, knees to the sky, we're going to grab underneath the kneecaps. Lift the chest, start to lean backwards and squeeze that lower belly so it should be rock solid. Give it a nice feel. And then slowly lifting your toes up for your boat pose. Either staying here or floating the hands too. Inhale. And exhale. So when we strengthen the back, it's also really important that we strengthen the front of the body because we want to stay in balance. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Keeping the lean back in the chest, I want you to just touch your feet down. Hands reach out in front and slowly lower yourself all the way down into a bridge position. So we're prepping for bridge. Wiggle your bum back towards your heels or heels towards your bum. Try and tickle the backs of the heels. And when you find them, just look up and check that your knees are in line with your hips. So we don't want feet too wide or knees touching. Nice little gap in line with the hips. And then leading with the hips. Make sure that the lower back is touching the floor. So we're imprinting down into the ground. And then start to lead with the hips to lift up. Squeeze your bum. Imagine like you're squeezing a block between your thighs. Try and keep the ribs from flaring out. We're really trying to work on strength rather than flexibility in this one. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Exhale, slowly start to lower your bum down towards the floor. Good. We're coming up for another. Inhale, squeeze up, back into bridge. Inhale and exhale. And then when you feel like your hips are the highest point they could be, I want you to pulse for 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze, hold, burn, burn, burn. Lower down. Really nice. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little rock side to side. And then place your feet back down towards the floor. Either taking your full wheel here if it's part of your practice. If not, I'm going to join you back in a bridge. We're going to inhale, squeeze up. And then like we did in locust pose, I want you to take your hands behind your back. Take your palms together to touch. So you're making that clasp fist. And then start to wiggle your shoulders underneath you. So your chest is slightly higher now. Really squeezing the hips high. You can even come up onto tiptoes to find a little more space. Try and keep your knees towards each other. Don't let them flare out. One more breath. And wherever you are, slowly lower, unclasp the hands. Come all the way down. Nice. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Little rocks. And then we're going to finish on a twist. Taking your arms wide into a T shape. Let the left leg come out onto the floor. And then twisting over towards the left. Look over your left shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. And just breathe. Try and relax that right shoulder down with every exhale. Every exhale just softening a little more than before. And slowly coming back to center. Hug that right knee in towards your chest. Maybe give it a few circles. And then coming to the other side, extend your right leg long, left knee up and in. And then dropping arms out to a T shape. Coming into your twist, knee comes out to the right, and then really try and relax that left shoulder down. We're going to look over the left shoulder with the head. One final breath. Try and really soften with your exhale. And coming back to center, hug that left knee in. You can take the right knee in too. Give yourself a nice squeeze in. And then dropping your feet to the floor as wide as your mat. Let your knees fall into each other, palms to the sky. And really just try and relax down into the mat. Releasing any kind of tension or control you are holding over the body. The muscles relax again. And please feel free to stay here if you can and you want to. If not, taking knees back towards your chest. Either rocking and rolling to sit up or just helping yourself up to a nice tall seat, crossing the legs. Sweeping your hands up overhead. Palms together to touch. Draw thumbs down between the eyebrows and press into that space as you thank yourself for coming to practice today, for stepping on your mat and moving. Drawing hands down to heart center, just taking a moment of gratitude. Whether it's gratitude for coming and practicing or you're grateful for something else today, just thinking of that thing. And then gently bowing the head, bowing the chest. Namaste.
Thank you so much for coming to practice with me today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you have any comments, just hit them down below in the comment section, or you have any suggestions for what you want for next week, just let me know. And I hope you have a good day or good rest of your week, and I'll see you back here next week. Mwah.